Why do you believe yourself to be more intelligent than others while residing in a lower social stratum? That's a question that might seem a little confrontational, but it's one that's worth considering. Picture this. A man, let's call him George, lives in a small, modest home in a humble neighborhood. He doesn't have luxury cars, no designer clothes, no expensive gadgets. By society's standards, he's considered to be in a lower social stratum. However, George is a man of great intellect, a voracious reader, a deep thinker, a philosopher in his own right. Now, he often finds himself in conversations with people who are considered to be in a higher social stratum. They have all the material wealth one could ask for, the latest technology, the fanciest clothes. But when it comes to intellectual debates, critical thinking, and problem-solving, George often outshines them. He finds himself asking, "Why do I believe myself to be more intelligent than others while residing in a lower social stratum?" The answer lies in the understanding of what a social stratum really is. It's a common misconception that it is determined by the quantity and quality of possessions, money, and other materialistic aspects. This is akin to measuring the elitism of a disabled person by the number and quality of their prosthetics or the strength of their support systems. It's a flawed perspective that only highlights the individual's limitations rather than their capabilities. A few decades ago, cultures of thinking existed where the presence of excessive support systems was considered embarrassing and indicative of some internal deficiency. For a truly self-sufficient individual, crutches are often unnecessary. Comparing levels of disability or who has the fancier prosthetics to fill significant personal voids is even more disgraceful. Imagine a lush, fruit-bearing tree, radiant and prosperous on its own, trying to surround itself with opulent gardens where each tree, including itself, is not adorned with real leaves but with counterfeit money, not with real fruits, but with materialistic insertions. This attempt to be associated with a deficiently replaced product and being surrounded by similar fake props can hardly be considered a strive to be in a higher stratum. In truth, the life products of lower beings enriched and highly formed by a large number of counterfeits are the true lower social strata. The supreme super elite are the self-illuminating prosperous trees of life and their communities. To reach these, lower beings receive various artificially elevating and enriching means which do not make them feel deficient, but without these means, they experience severe progressing inferiority complexes. So the essence is that for the development of one's highest life essence, you don't need surroundings with a large number of expensive prosthetics and levels of various cooperations. On the contrary, it's better if they don't interfere, much like a vigorously self-growing tree of life doesn't need many auxiliary supports and ties. In conclusion, never mistake material wealth for intellectual superiority. The true measure of intelligence lies not in what one possesses, but in how one thinks, how one perceives the world, and how one contributes to it. The social stratum is but a societal construct, and it does not define one's intellectual capacity.